So, the tip I always find when you're bored and you've got writer's block or artist block is a change of scenery. For me, it's the wonderful Aldershot. Walk around a bit, clear your head, because when you clear your head, it's easier for ideas to flow. Oh, what? The travelator's not working. Aldershot isn't really the best place for like inspiring environments. I think even like walking through your hometown, looking at the people pass, seeing if you can make them into characters, seeing if you can make the environment around you into sort of structures in your world. I'm not saying like, for example, I'm not going to use a Super Bowl in my world that I'm writing, although actually, a bowling quest, that sounds fun.
Let's go bowling.
See, look, there you go, I just got an idea. Even like funny ideas that breaks the mold in your head, the block, because you're angry at yourself. You're angry at yourself for not getting ideas. And you're bored, you're thinking, oh, come on, I need to get this done. It's stuck in my way. Just make yourself laugh. Go and just think of like, what happens if my world stumbled across a Nando's, you know? And then, when you think of the fun ideas, something new hits you. You know? Really overly exaggerate, spice things up with different environments, people that you can name. You don't have to go up to them and say, excuse me, what's your name? Oh, Bernard. Okay, cool, Bernard, do you want to be in my story? No, just think of a hypothetical name for them. Ah, yes, different music. So they're the different sounds, you know. You can think of ways to describe the sounds going by. I know there's cars, so if you're writing a story in modern times, sure. If you're in a fantasy or a sci-fi or a murder mystery, probably not so much. But just use them like people chattering, discernible people chattering. You know, cars go by, the man looks left and right on the road. It's stuck out to the main character somehow.
Bro, what are you talking about?
There you go, perfect, there you go. Just like idea boards. And if you like to look at something, write it down. Home is where the heart is. It should be where you relax, yeah, sure, where you get some work done, but it's normal for you to not get all your work done there. If you can get all your work done there, great, fantastic. But if not, there's no crime in that, so find somewhere to sit. A bench.
The fields are alive with the sound of leaf blowers.
A cafe, which is where I'm going right now.
Brownies!
Or mooch around a shop. See if you can sit in the shop for a while. I don't know where else. Sit in your car, go for a drive, and
Hi guys, it's Matt. Coming in with a voiceover because no one likes to hear the audio of a coffee shop. I tried to talk into the microphone, but it didn't really work. So bear with me. I'm going to show you how to put all of these tips that I have been discussing with you to good use. So here I'm just giving myself a hypothetical story basis. I said a sci-fi murder mystery. Just make this the moment that you decide if you want to do a new project, do something fresh, or link it to a project that you're doing already. Title that at the top. So once I've decided that I'm going to work on a new project or an old project, I'm going to bullet point my immediate surroundings of where I'm sat down with my notebook or my computer. I believe my feeling was embarrassment at the time. There was lots of conversations, so I put that down, bullet pointed it. And secondly, I'm going to bullet point everything that I've taken note of on the walk. So off the top of my head, whilst the time I'm recording this audio, that's Bernard, bowling, Nando's, lots of chatter, some of the scenery as well, the mood that I had when I was doing it. It literally just has to be bullet points, nothing more than that. It's simple, meaningless at this moment in time. Don't overcomplicate it, because we're trying to avoid the writer's block, so don't go too fast too soon.
Oh, I can't really do anything with this. I beg to differ.
We got all the bullet points down, now we can start with the idea generation. I'm going to try and everything on the page together. The starting point would be making the things that you see relevant in a setting. So if you saw the bowling and the Nando's, think, how can I put that in the story? If it doesn't really fit the theme of your story, just roll with it for now. Just write a simple sentence down. For example, the main character likes going to Nando's. The main character likes going bowling, or the main character thinks Nando's is pointless, thinks bowling is pointless. Maybe one of the scenes will be a regular setting. When you've done that, you can think about tweaking it to the idea itself. So for me, it's the sci-fi murder. So instantly, Bernard, I've taken a liking to the character, and he's going to be my main character. He has the hobby of bowling, and he lives in a distant future, because it's sci-fi, where everything is technological. So bowling is like an old run-out sport. Everything is digital. It's all digital bowling. Bernard doesn't like it, so he keeps on going to the old places. So that's a good start.
I'm making an idea from literally just walking down the road.
All of this is just from what I've seen. You really shouldn't let other thoughts dictate or cloud your judgment of this process. It's just to keep your brain active and productive, to take your mind out of that blocked state or that irritated state. Because sometimes if you're trying the one thing over and over again and it's not working, then it's time for something new. Trust me, you'll be surprised with what you produce during this process.
Light conversation. Let's go bowling.
Let's go bowling.
Just
So when stuff gets flowing, you started to link everything together and you've started to tweak it towards the genre of your story, then you can think about some of the more complex story elements. But don't go too hard. So character appearance for one. What does Bernard look like? Does his clothes match the setting of the scene? For me, it did. He's going to be a very simple man. He's very embarrassed when he's in public spaces, linking to my emotion at the time as well, see? Then I could start to think about the dilemma. It's going to be a murder mystery, so where's the murder mystery going to happen? I think I ultimately decided the murder was going to happen at Nando's, because why not? Other story elements are foreshadowing. How could I forget about foreshadowing? Love foreshadowing.
could help you. People crossing the street. This could be a good chance for some foreshadowing. Love some foreshadowing.
That's not good.
Maybe it could be an ordinary scenario that repeats itself later in the book.
Now, one thing to note about this whole process is you need to have fun with it, because it's no use making this a brand new project or one that you're linking to another and getting stressed all over again.
Oh yes, the bowling. That's Bernard's favourite thing.
You need to let yourself get lost in the new potential that you're listing down. And if you feel an urge to write or flow with what you're doing, then go for it. You don't force yourself to do anything, but allow yourself to try something new. For example, here, I just wrote down a reference to a Wii game. That's the direction it's going in at the moment. The story is wacky, and the idea is I don't have to use every single idea that I write down on this page. It's just a good basis at this point in time.
A restaurant. Ooh, I have a good idea.
At this point, I'm just going to say what my idea turned into. So, Bernard is in a sci-fi future, AI is prominent, the crime has happened in the Nando's establishment, and they will proceed to happen in old establishments that don't rely on technology, a bowling area. I don't know, a sports field could be another idea as well. That doesn't really rely on technology that much. So the question is, where does the story go next? Is Bernard going to be framed? Could he have more involvement? Could his skills of the postmodern world be key to finding out who's murdering all these people? That's what the idea has turned into, literally from things that I've seen and felt within my walk and within the setting around me. And that is a brilliant basis to stop, refresh my mind, come back to it, and weave it into whatever projects that I want to in every way or form. It's just a nice little exercise.
See, your mind is alive and more ready for this stuff than you think it is.
So at this point in time, I'm done with my activity. And if you feel as though you're done, or you need to crack on with other things, or you want to start writing again, then go for it. However, if you're still not feeling the flow of this process, then consider packing everything up and going somewhere else. Trust me, just bear with me, okay?
That's okay. Thing is, if you're stuck with locations like it, so you're stuck in a location, there's always a way around it, Pepper. But if you have to stay in one location and you really can't escape, it's a testament to think, do I want to be doing this for the rest of my life? Do I want to be stuck at home, stuck at a desk, doing this? And if you really want to be doing that, always consider the world is meant to be experienced and enjoyed. And if you can't get out for 5 minutes of exploring and driving, ask yourself, is this what I want? Or bus. Shoot. Meow. Oh, actually, I take it back. I need to get out of Aldershot. Someone just spat in a bin. No. So I'm changing locations. Somewhere a little bit more quiet. A library, which I would wholeheartedly recommend to anyone. It's free. Free Wi-Fi. Free power. No one's going to judge you. You're not going to have people looking at you thinking like, why this person here? People shouldn't be doing that anyway. But in the library, there's no judgment. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You can't leave. And you can't afford to sit down in a cafe or a library or go for a walk. Then my tip would be prioritize some you time for a very small part of the day. So I have bought myself a Pokemon card set to cheer myself up and hopefully win the big money. But always think, is there little knickknacks, little things that I can get for for a cheap price, or a little item of food, like a snack, or bowling. We'll go to an arcade machine for 5 minutes, grab a coffee, or do star jumps for 5 minutes straight. Do SMA exercise, do something that's free, because that's also good. It doesn't have to be money. It could be anything that you enjoy. Point is, do the things that you enjoy. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
The prophecy is true.
I dropped my microphone. That was hilarious. It's like being in an airport or a train station.
Please prepare to push the trolley off the end of the conveyor.
Essentially, if you can't get out
to places and get out of your writer's block through location. Just spend those 5 minutes, at the very least, doing something that you like. It could be, like me, you can treat yourself to something if you're really in a rut. But if you're low on money, low on budgets, because times are tight, do stuff for free, like go for a run, do some exercise. Like, this advice is just like generic as anything. But it does help. But if you can go and spend like 5 minutes doing star jumps or press ups or literally getting a glass of water, make it into something fun. See if you can pour water into your cup in a different way. I'm actually going to do that later. That sounds like fun. I call this the reverse corkscrew.
That boy ain't right.
Ah! See? Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. What a complete waste of my time. It's just every little thing that we do is just a source of inspiration and some ideas. And for the sake of entertainment and cheering myself up and hopefully get inspired to do something worthwhile today, I'm going to open my Pokemon cards now. This is gotta be worth something. It's probably only worth like £8 or something like that. Writers, if you appreciate looking at good art, just looking at that, it tells a story. And if you figure that story out, you look at it and think what it could be, then it gives you an idea for your own story. Like, I'm gonna go to the library now, change of scenery, see if that changes things up. The good thing about a library as well that I would really wholeheartedly recommend is reading. You've got so many books around you. Look at the genre that you're working on, and just don't like copy ideas, but take the ideas and plop them down. I like when this author did this in this book, and just write them down on a list, and then just use them as inspiration for your own ideas. There's like, what was it said when I was a teacher in school? One teacher coined the idea, become a magpie. So magpies always fly around and they take little shiny objects and take it back to their nest. We are magpies. We take shiny things as well. We take loads of little shiny things and we take them back to our nest so we can make it. There's no, look, you like the word machinations. I know 3 people in this world that's going to laugh when I say that. You like the word machinations. There you go. It's a shiny little object. You're taking it back to your nest. You want to use it. There's so many things, so many different ideas that we can take and bring it back to our roost, our nest, and make our own original idea. There's no point in copying someone else's nest because you don't know how to make it. And people in the end will realize that you've made the nest in the exact same way. It's not you. Find something that's you from other shiny objects. So yeah, that's about it. The library was very helpful. I didn't do any reading, but it was really nice and quiet. When it's really quiet, you really concentrate, and it's good to listen to some good music. If that's not really your thing, then the quiet of the library is good. It's not really good to banter ideas with people because you need to be quiet, but you can over messaging. Ooh, good, it's working. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Eventually, after having a full day out, you should go home. You can go home. Treat your home as your rest place, your place of zen. That way, it can become less of a prison. Like, I've only used my bedroom to sleep in now. No games, no ideas, no nothing. Ideas and games are banned in my room. I do ideas anywhere else I can, any other room in the house. I try to keep it as like mellow and calm as possible. So now I'm gonna go home and chill out after a day of like ideas, writing and creativity. Sometimes when
you get out of the writer's block, you stay out of the writer's block, and you have too many ideas, and your brain just starts bubbling too much, and you can't sleep. That's all you can think about. To do that, just ban it in your bedroom. I just bumped into someone I used to go to school with. It's one of those things, you know, where you recognise someone and you don't think they recognise you, but he recognised me first. I was lovely, had a good chat. But see, it's just the little things. When you're out and about, you meet people. People you know. Yeah, or people you don't know. But you meet people. And people... Oh, come on, God. Give me a second. And you interact with them, you learn about them. And when you learn about different people, you learn about different things. When you learn about different things, you get ideas about yourself, about stories, about things you can do. It's the more you meet, the better. So sometimes it's really easy to say, I don't want to see people today. Okay? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But when you go out and about new environments, new people, thinking of creative ideas, you don't get that when you're sat at home or sat behind a desk. You do get people in the workplace, but sometimes it's good to have a change of scenery. Take them with you. That's brilliant. They get to meet new people. And sometimes, just like now, you meet an old face. And they know you when you think that they don't know you. Writer's block, artist block, really easy to get out of. Doesn't seem like it, but getting out and about and exploring, really exciting. Yeah, Bilbo Baggins didn't sit at home alone. He would have preferred it, but ultimately he decided to go to the Lonely Mountain to help the dwarves, because when else are you going to do that? Hobbits surprise people. I'm not saying you have to be a hobbit in order to do great things, but the point is, if Bilbo Baggins can leave the Shire and face a dragon head on and live to tell the tale, then you can go out for 5 minutes to to get over artists or writer's block. Anyways, I think that will basically end it. Sayonara!